Hello, friends. Close your eyes for just a moment. Take a deep breath. Now imagine you're stepping into a garden, not the neat park down the street or the fancy resort you see on Instagram, but a garden hidden deep within your soul. Look around. Weeds are sprawling everywhere. Wilted flowers droop sadly, and somewhere you hear whispers of fears, forgotten dreams, or pains you've never dared to face. Carl Jung, the brilliant mind behind modern psychology, once said, "The greatest and most important problems of life are all fundamentally insoluble. They can never be solved but only outgrown." Have you ever wondered, what's happening in my soul's garden right now? Is it overgrown? Like when you forget to water your houseplant because you're too busy scrolling TikTok or working overtime? Welcome to Uncover Your Soul Garden Now. Escape inner chaos with Carl Jung before it's too late. I'm your name, your companion on this journey. Today we're going to step into that wild garden together, pull out the weeds of unsolvable problems, and transform them into vibrant blooms. But before we dive in, I want to hear from you. Right now, drop a comment below. What weeds are growing in your soul garden? Is it work stress, fear of failure, or that empty feeling after scrolling social media? Don't be shy. Your answer might be the first spark to burn away those weeds. You know, I've been there too. A few years ago, I woke up every morning feeling heavy, drowning in office work, endless deadlines, and spending my nights zoning out on Netflix. Then it hit me. My soul garden was dying. This journey isn't just mine, it's ours. So are you ready to pick up your hoe? Let's explore, because if we don't start now, that garden might stay buried forever. Let's take a closer look at your soul garden, friends. It's not always the picture-perfect scene you see online, right? There are hidden corners choked with weeds, problems you think can't be solved. Maybe it's the pain from a fight with a best friend 3 years ago, that hollow feeling even after a big promotion, or the fear of failing that stops you from quitting your job to chase a passion. Carl Jung, with his profound wisdom, taught us, man needs difficulties. They are necessary for health. These challenges aren't here to defeat you. They're here to nourish you, like soil needs rain to thrive. But have you ever asked, what happens if you neglect that garden? Think about a busy day in your life. This morning you woke up, checked your phone, and saw a message from your boss. Send the report by 10 a.m. You rushed through work, skipped breakfast, and by afternoon, you scrolled TikTok to unwind, only to feel worse. Those emotions, stress, exhaustion, self-doubt, don't just vanish. They take root, growing into weeds. The anger you buried after a scolding from your boss turns into chronic shoulder tension. That dream of opening a cafe you once had fades into a dull regret. And the fear of being judged makes you wear a "I'm fine" mask with friends, even though inside you're screaming for help. I've been there, trust me. 3 years ago, I worked at an ad agency. Every day I sat at my desk for 10 hours, chugging coffee to stay awake, and collapsed into bed at night. One day I got an email from my boss. Project failed, emergency meeting. It felt like the world crashed down, but then I realized I'd neglected my soul garden for too long. I avoided my fear of failure, hiding behind work and binge watching. A friend named Lily, 32, shared a similar story. She just bought a house but felt empty. She said, "I have it all, but I'm not happy." When we dug deeper, she saw she'd been living for her family's expectations, not her own. Her garden, like mine, had turned into a desert. Jung warned us, The most dangerous thing is to cling to what has outgrown its purpose. Those old habits, overworking, scrolling social media to escape, pretending to be strong, are the weeds choking your garden. Today's society, with its pressure to succeed and constant comparisons, teaches you to hide them. You see TikTok videos of young people flaunting cars and mansions, and you wonder, why not me? You pull extra shifts to prove your worth, but forget to ask, what's my worth? When you do this, you're not just neglecting your garden, you're letting it die day by day. Don't just listen to me, friends. Start now. Grab a piece of paper or open your phone notes. Pick one problem you think can't be solved. Maybe work stress, fear of rejection, or that empty feeling after scrolling. Write it down, then ask, what is this teaching me? For example, if you fear failure, it might be teaching you to accept yourself. Don't judge, just listen. This is the first step to weeding your garden. After writing, share it in the comments. I'm excited to hear what weeds you're facing. Now picture this. You're kneeling in that garden holding a tiny seed in your hand. This isn't an ordinary flower seed. It's awareness, the willingness to face yourself. Carl Jung called this process individuation, the journey to become your most authentic self. He said, in all chaos, there is a cosmos. In all disorder, a secret order. Every challenge in your garden is a seed. If you plant it right, it can bloom into something beautiful beyond imagination. Think about a time you failed. Maybe you missed a deadline, bombed a presentation, or shelved a dream like starting a bakery because you're too busy. Instead of beating yourself up, ask, what does this reveal about me? I met a guy named Tom, 29, who worked in sales. He kept delaying learning new skills, fearing he couldn't keep up with colleagues. One day he faced that fear. He wrote, I fear failure because I think I'm not smart enough. Digging deeper, he traced it to a middle school teacher's comment, you're not good at math. Tom planted a seed of awareness. He enrolled in a short online course. After 2 months, he felt more confident at work. His pain blossomed into a flower, new skills and self-belief. What about you? Maybe you burned dinner for your family and never cooked again. Or you got rejected from a job and now stick to safe gigs. Those moments aren't the end. They're soil for seeding. But your garden won't grow on its own. Modern society is like a toxic storm, dumping poison on your soul. Social media turns you into a spectator of others' lives. You see friends posting vacation pics or new homes and ask, where am I in this? Hustle culture makes you forget who you are. You become a bill-paying machine, not a gardener. Jung advised, your task is not to seek love, but to find and remove all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. What are those barriers? Comparing yourself when a friend posts a party you weren't invited to, fearing judgment when you want to try a new hobby, believing you must be perfect to be loved. Think about someone who annoys you, maybe a coworker or family member. Jung believed they mirror parts of you you haven't accepted. Jealous of someone's confidence? That might be confidence you've buried. Annoyed by someone's bluntness? Maybe it's bluntness you're afraid to show. The issue isn't them, it's that you haven't tended your garden. I once disliked a friend for her directness, but I realized I hated it because I wanted to speak my truth, but didn't dare. When I started voicing my thoughts, my garden began to green again. Want to try this? Pick a failure or someone who bugs you. Grab your phone or a notebook. Write, what does this say about me? If you envy someone's success, maybe you crave the freedom they have. Then right away to plant a seed. I'll try something I fear, like posting a personal update online. Do it today and share your progress in the comments. I can't wait to see your journey. It's time to turn that wild garden into a paradise, friends. Imagine you're a true gardener with a hoe, a watering can, and a heart ready to heal. We'll go through 3 stages of cultivating your soul garden, each step bringing you closer to your most vibrant self. Kneel down and look at the weeds in your garden, those negative emotions you've ignored. Maybe it's fear of asking for a raise, envy when friends post family pics, or regret for not pursuing a hobby. Carl Jung said, "We cannot change anything until we accept it." The first step isn't to erase them, it's to accept them as part of your soil. Try this. Grab a paper or open your notes app. Write down 3 things you dislike about yourself. Maybe I procrastinate, I fear rejection, or I always compare myself to others. Don't judge, just write. Then look at them and say aloud, I accept you as part of my soul garden. This is how you weed without harming the soil. I met a guy named Jack, 34, a delivery driver. He always felt inadequate without a college degree. He wrote, I hate my lack of worth. When he accepted it, he traced it to his parents' words, no degree, no success. Jack started weeding by learning safe driving skills online and earned a company award. He said, I don't need a degree to prove my value. His garden began to green. Now pick up your watering can. That's your awareness. Visualize pouring water on the seeds you've planted. Someone scared of public speaking, like Jack, tried something small. He stood before a mirror and said, I'm shy, but I'm learning to be strong. At first he blushed, but after a week, he chatted with customers without fear. His pain blossomed into a flower, confidence. Jung taught, the creation of something new is not accomplished by the intellect, but by the play instinct. Don't overthink. Play with your garden. If you're sad after a bad day, write a short poem. If you're angry from a misunderstanding, doodle a messy drawing. Watering with awareness turns negative energy into creativity. I tried this when my boss yelled at me. Instead of stewing, I drew a storm in my mind. It calmed me down. Look at your garden now. Flowers are blooming. This is harvest time. Create a new habit to live more fully. Jung said, your vision will become clear only when you look into your heart. If you love music, sing a song each morning while making coffee. If you enjoy nature, take a 10-minute walk and feel the breeze. Tom, the artist I mentioned, started a routine. He paints a small picture every night and gifts it to a friend. He said, I'm not just painting, I'm living. Lily, the homeowner, began a new habit. She drinks tea each morning and writes what she truly wants, not for family, but for herself. Her garden is no longer empty. It's filled with freedom and joy. Do this today, friends. Pick a stage to start. Weed by writing a negative emotion and accepting it, e.g., I fear failure and I accept it. Water with awareness by turning it into creativity, write a story, draw, or sing. Harvest by creating a habit, walk 10 minutes, dance in your living room, or meditate 5 minutes. Start now and share your results in the comments. I can't wait to see your journey. Look at this, friends. Your soul garden is now in full bloom. The weeds you once feared, fear of failure, comparisons, work pressure, are now rich soil. The seeds you planted, acceptance, creativity, courage, have become vibrant flowers, confidence, peace, and joy. Carl Jung once said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." When you cultivate your garden, you don't just heal yourself, you plant seeds for the world. Every smile you share with a coworker, every dream you live by baking for your family, is a wave of love spreading to other gardens. Imagine this. If we all tend to our soul gardens, what would the world be like? No more arguments from envy when friends post vacation pics. No more hurt from comparing ourselves on TikTok. Instead, we'd have gardens blooming, connected by light, understanding, and love. You are not just a gardener, you are a creator of reality, an alchemist turning weeds into gold. So where will you start? Try a small step today. Grab a paper, write down an emotion you've ignored, maybe I fear rejection, and accept it. I accept this fear. Water it with creativity. Write a story about it, draw it, or sing it out. Then harvest by living truly. Walk 10 minutes in a park, dance in your living room to your favorite song, or meditate 5 minutes to feel your breath. I want to hear your story, friends. Comment below. What flower is waiting to bloom in your soul garden? Is it confidence to speak up at work, compassion for yourself, or a forgotten dream like opening a cafe? Share it. Your answer might be a seed to change your life and even our communities. Don't forget to subscribe for more soul journeys and hit the bell so you don't miss out. Step out today, look at the sky, feel the wind, and remember, your soul garden is where you find yourself. And when you bloom with a smile, a passion, a peace, the whole world will bloom with you.